A 1-2, 1-2. When I say 1-2, once again, it's on. We are in the building. If you don't know, um, you should. All right. This is RM
I was
Des,
there.
Lefty Nice, the mayor, Kip Stachio, however you want to put it. That over there is my esteemed colleague, the owner of the 11-1 club, the 11-1 club, 12-1
11,
club. No,
11 to
they changed
1.
the name, so they changed the name so often it's hard to keep up. That's down the
We,
bear over there, y'all. Let's give it up. That's what's up. That's
we
what's
about to
up.
change it again to playoff berth, but
Uh oh, they're
you
gonna
know,
change the name of the club to Playoff Berth. Oh,
yeah, it's gonna call it the playoffs.
okay, that's what's up. We in the building. This is down in Sports Talk, man. Some exciting things is happening.
Yeah,
We're gonna talk about that later on. Word up, hyped and charged over here, man. It's a little engine that could. Lots of stuff to talk about. My buddy over there is happy because they locked down the shortstop for the next 11 years. You know what I mean?
yes,
Um, Deion Sanders is the topic of discussion on all types of talk shows and whoever feels like they have an
everywhere.
opinion. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna
Yeah,
definitely get into that. The Lakers. I mean, we're gonna, they're doing some things, so we wanna acknowledge them forever, however long it lasts. You know what I mean? Um, College football playoff teams were announced. Terrence Crawford fights this weekend.
not
World
the
Cup
fight that we wanted.
upsets. Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. So we got a lot of stuff to talk about. So we going into overtime. So that's what's up. We live on Facebook, live on YouTube. What up, world? We live on StreamYard and all that. So let's begin with the beginning. The um the baby elephant in the room. Deion Sanders makes the power move to Colorado. What was your first thought when you heard that?
At first I was shocked,
Mm.
because I was like, wow, Colorado. I didn't really
Right.
expect that to be the move that he'd make, And then, after I sat back and I thought about it for a little bit, I was like, this is a great move because he has now opened the door and he's becoming one of those gatekeepers because it's not only a great move for him personally, but it's a great move for um, those coaches that's underneath him that wouldn't have an opportunity to be a part of a huge program like Colorado. When you
Mhm.
think of Colorado, University of Colorado, it's not a sexy football name anymore. It's not like Alabama or LSU or USC or UCLA. It don't have like that oomph to it, that spark to it. But now it has prime time written all over it because he's going to be able to leave his mark there and not only change that college football program, but to also change that university because that university is about to get super lit, extremely diverse, and you know what I mean when I say extremely diverse. It's
And I
going to
know what you
change.
mean when you meant super lit.
Yeah, it's gonna change the whole landscape of their university now,
Absolutely.
because now that
Absolutely.
university is going to be on everyone's radar. The average Joe, like you said, you wouldn't even think of football with Colorado. You're not thinking about University of Colorado as a Power Five football program, um, institute in the Pac-12. Like you don't think of that when you think of the Pac-12. You thinking of the flashy schools like UCLA and USC and the Oregons and the Oregon State. You don't think about Colorado. So now that Coach Prime is there, guess guess who jumped up on everyone's radar? Colorado. And a prime example is look what happened this week. There's so many athletes in the transfer portal. There's
Hmm.
actually 771 active players in the transfer portal this week.
I think it was 500 yesterday.
Yeah, and now it's 771.
Right. Right.
So so that's not. I'm not going to say that's all because of Coach Prime, but a lot of it is
A
because
lot
of
of it
Coach Prime.
is.
And now we have players who see him as one of their own because he comes from where they're at now. Trying to make the league, trying to make a name for themselves in college football, and to be seen and hopefully take that leap to the pros. So of course they're going to want to come to wherever he's at, and you know be under his coaching umbrella.
Mm.
When it's funny because I've seen a lot of things online about
Hmm.
the negative, some
Hmm.
negative light about him leaving Jackson State. Well, let's put this here. Number one, when he went to Jackson State, he was getting paid like 300,000. He didn't even
Right.
take the full. He didn't even take the
Right.
full salary.
Right.
He split half the salary
Yeah. Right.
to put into the facility of Jackson State University so that the football team could have a proper state of the art facility. Number one. Two, he brought in a TV deal. Nobody was watching SWAC on TV. SWAC wasn't on TV like that. Only time you might see a SWAC game or even HBCU game was if it was something with Battle of the Bands or one of their tournaments.
Holidays.
Yeah, yeah, or a holiday, something like that. But now, you had Deion
Right.
Sanders there. He brought in a ESPN TV deal to not just have Jackson State on TV, but all the other teams that's in the SWAC conference. And it
Hmm.
wasn't just for the years that he was there, it was for the years that he was there and beyond. So that's
Hmm.
money going to those
Right.
universities also, and exposure for those kids and coaches on those teams. And then you look at another thing. He was extremely disrespected in that conference, not only from his peers and other coaches, but also from other teams and their players. How
And also
dare
from, go ahead. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
I don't know. Yeah, I get you.
No, I
Like
was
I
gonna say
know that.
also from that school, from his own school.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I was gonna say, and from his
Right?
own
No, go ahead.
school.
Go ahead.
How dare on his first year he was there during the game they break into his office
Right.
and steal from him.
Yeah.
Steal from him. And I'm pretty sure if you needed something from him and you came to him like a human being, he would definitely give it to you because that's the type
Like
of
you were
man
being.
that he's seen to
That's
be.
right.
So for his first year there, you
Stupid. I
break in
can't
his
even
office,
believe
you steal items from his office.
it.
You
Right.
not only is he there, but he has his children there too,
Right.
who's not only athletes but also students.
Right.
And God knows what type of crap is happening there. He stayed there in Mississippi, one of the poorest states in the freaking country, during a whole crisis there. When they was having that issue there, he took the team and put them in hotel rooms so that they can have a place to stay and have clean water and things like
Right.
that. But nobody
Right.
talks about that. They just want
Right.
to show the negative. And they're like, oh, well, he did it for the money. Well, if you look at what's going on in Colorado, they don't even have the money right now to pay his salary. You understand that? They saying like they asked a question to the athletic director and to the university president of how are they able to pay Coach Prime this salary. He said, we don't even have the money right now, but we will get the money to pay
Man,
him.
they gonna sell some weed. They
Listen, do you know what's gonna
gonna
happen
sell
now?
some weed.
The alumni, the boosters, they all going to pour in money to the
Word. That's right.
university now. So of
That's right.
course, it's a future investment, and it also shows that not only did they bet on Coach Prime to be able to bring in the recruitment, the revenue for to able to afford him, but he also betted on himself. He didn't get there with no signing bonus, no check there. He's betting on himself that he could bring the building blocks that he built in Jackson State University and their culture and install it into Colorado. and he's not coming in empty-handed. My man told the team the first day he was there, he said, I'm here and I got my luggage with me in his
You
loot.
heard me.
In his
You
loot.
heard me.
So you know what that means. That means he's bringing 5 and 4-star
That's right.
recruits,
That's right.
you know,
You can
to
go
the
ahead and jump in that
University of
transfer portal. Go
Colorado.
ahead. Mhm.
He bringing his son there. You know, he
Yep.
already told him, hey, this is your quarterback right
This
here.
is your quarterback.
This is
That's
your
right.
quarterback. And and,
That's
and
right.
he also said, I'm not just going to hand it to him. He has
Mhm.
to earn
He's to
it.
own it.
Yeah,
Wink,
he been
wink, wink,
watching.
wink, wink. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. So it's not like he's gonna just hand it over to him. No, because like I said, there's
Allegedly.
yeah. I mean, listen, they're getting 71 players in the transfer
That's
portal
right.
right now. So if
Hmm.
you telling me that a 5-star quarterback recruit is trying to go to Colorado, well, I'm pretty sure that there's going to be a quarterback competition, and I think Coach Prime that's going to hand it over. And then you also think
Well,
about the players that had decommitted from Jackson State. They're going to commit to Colorado because I'm pretty sure that he just didn't up and leave, that he didn't make those phone calls to those parents to say, listen,
this is
this
what's
is what's
happening, right?
going down. I'm leaving. I still
Well,
want your son.
the kid that we was talking about, the number one recruit from 2022, he's going.
Travis. Yeah, oh,
Travis Hunter, he's going to Colorado.
Travis Hunter's gone.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
gone already.
and a couple players that was on the
Hmm.
team is
Hmm.
going there.
Right.
Um, like I said, Coach Saban, he woke up mad because there's about 10 players from Alabama that's in the transfer portal right now.
And listen, I'm gonna say
Yeah,
this in regards to this. I think Colorado once upon a time, like the '90s, they were doing what they do.
yeah,
They got a whole sordid history behind them, and I don't want to get
that's
into it right now.
yeah,
But Deion wants to bring that particular school back to prominence, and again. Back to the original question, what we set the show off with was, what was your original thought? My original thought was like, what? Like, I was like, it was too soon for me. It was too soon. That was my first thought. Like, why right now? You just jumped out the window and went Colorado. But then I said, you know what? They swacked out last year. They swacked
yeah,
out this year. They
yeah,
was undefeated. This was in the making. And
yeah,
again, we go back, we talk about what happened when he first got there, and when
yes,
they broke into the coach. That was the impetus. That
yes.
stayed in the back of his mind.
The
Now
disrespect.
I'm watching a whole bunch of stuff now. Even when they were at the championship presentation, he was like, hurry up, hurry this thing up. He's ready to get the hell up out of there.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
because the amount of disrespect that he has endured while being in the SWAC. One, Eddie Robinson Jr. saying he ain't
Right.
swag.
You
Why
ain't
you doing
swag and
this?
this and that, right.
What do you mean? I'm not swag. I have accomplished so many things here that you have never accomplished, and you've been in SWAC all your life. You know,
Right. And you got the same name as one of the greatest coaches that ever did it in swag, and you're not related.
and you're not even related.
And
Him
you're not related.
walking through the pregame and having the opposite team, the opposing
Yeah,
team,
yeah,
talking
yeah.
trash to him, calling him out his name. What? This is a walking legend that's here to help your conference, that help give you those couple extra $1,000 to fix up your training facility, your weight room, stuff
Broken
like
down
that.
1955 ass training facility. That's right.
Exactly. And you want to stand there, call him out his name as he's walking through and being rude and disrespectful. Yeah, I'm leaving. Because they didn't appreciate what they had. And he, being Coach Prime, was one of the biggest promoter for SWAC, for the HBCUs. He showed them that you don't have to be second fiddle to the Power 10, the Power 5 schools, the big schools, that if you work hard enough, you can get those recruits. You just have to work at it. And you have to show them that this is where you should be at. But since you can't do that, you want to hate on someone who done it. So now that he's gone, and he left Jackson State University in a much better position than when he got it himself. He
And let me
taught
say,
them how to
let me
win.
say this. Let me say this. Deion Sanders is so jiggy. The first, like we talked about the first meeting, he told them dudes that he brought his luggage with him, and it's Louis.
Yeah,
So you can get with this or you can get with that. You know what I mean? And you got to decide like right away. You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? So again, if that isn't a clarion call to like it's about to get real different around here, like 180-degree style different.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? So again, I think that, like you said, I don't think Deion's the type. We've been talking about him the past month, 2 months. You know, he's coming to your house and you would be more receptive to him and this and that. I don't
Exactly.
think he would be a type not to, like you said, contact these parents and be like, look, you know what I mean? This is what's happening. This is what I'm doing. And you know what I mean? I'm just letting you know. And I think that's what, it's in his nature to do that. Let me just put it that way. Right. So again, a culture change in Colorado. Again, I think that the whole, situation that he took it in his hands. As soon as that Jackson State thing was over, he got on the jet and went out west. Right.
Went straight there.
And now it's like you're not looking at Colorado as a team that 1-11. You're looking at them for next year. That's what
Yeah.
the talk is about. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit more about the effect that Deion had on the SWAC and like how people can be so different in their opinions in regards that Deion Sanders. They might not even be sports people, but they said, "Oh, Deion left Jackson State. He, did the culture, a disservice by not staying and teaching and coaching these kids." What do you think about in that aspect of it?
I think people who making those statements and making those claims are small minded. They're closed minded. They don't see the big picture. They don't see the big picture. He left them the blueprint of how to be successful there, not only in Jackson State, but for all of the other SWAC schools.
Mm-hmm.
He left the blueprint there. He showed you in 3 years how to be successful, how to put your foot, how to put your neck out
And they've
there
been figuring
and
out
make
for 30 how to get on ESPN on the regular.
exactly. It took him 1 year to get a TV deal to bring in ESPN.
Not just a TV
Now,
game, a TV deal.
yeah, TV deal, which
Right.
generates money for your athletic department, not only just for the football program, but you can spread it out through all the other sports.
And that's his legacy right there. Why can't that be his legacy right there?
Yeah,
What did he
but
do so wrong?
because he gave up the opportunity to stay in a small school, not to go to a bigger school. Like he also gave you the path of, if you're successful here, now people are watching what we're doing here in SWAC and with other HBCU schools, that maybe they think, well, look what that coach did there. Look at the culture there. Look how they turn their school around. Maybe we need to bring him here. Maybe we need this guy in Texas or in Louisiana or somewhere in Wisconsin or Iowa or Indiana, things like that. And now that he's bringing his staff over, and now his staff, who's majority black, also will get the spotlight on them, and you can say, wow, that guy that's in Colorado now, he's a great quarterback coach. That guy is a hell of a tight end coach. Maybe we'll make an offer for him, and now he ends up in like Ohio State.
And
He ends up in a
that's the
Florida.
ultimate sign of success right there. When
Yeah,
they start pinching from your staff, and now it becomes a
exactly.
Deion Sanders tree, so to speak.
Yes.
Right. Right.
And that's the thing that people who are so small minded and closed minded is not seeing the big picture. This is a bigger effect. It's not just a win for Deion and his family. This is a win for those other family members that's on that coaching
Dig
staff
it. Dig it.
and
Dig
those
it.
other players who wouldn't even have the opportunity to go to a Power 5 school. You know, some of these players that was committing to Jackson State, they wasn't even getting looked at by other schools.
Mm-hmm.
But Deion seen the talent, was like, yeah, I'm gonna bring you with me. And now that plans change, he's still not leaving them in the rim by himself. Everybody assumed that Travis Hunter was going to get stuck at Jackson State, and it was like, oh, Deion ruined his career. He could have been in Alabama. He could have been in LSU or one of those schools. But little did they know, Deion said, no, no, no. They are my luggage. They are coming with me.
Right. So now what are you talking about? Right. So now what you're saying? Mr. I know everything, and Deion did them dirty, and Travis Hunter is this. And now where you at now? Hit us up. We on Down in Sports Talk, Facebook. If you feel that way, you felt that way, let's chop it up. Like for real.
Yeah, it's just crazy that how people are so quick to throw that, oh, well, he left a black school to go to a white school. No, it's not.
He came to a black school and got robbed.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I mean,
it's crazy.
It's
it be your own people. Like they always say,
it be your own people, yo. It be your own people, yo. Word up.
Yeah. But they don't remember that. They don't remember that.
That's right. And that doesn't even get mentioned. That don't even get mentioned.
Yeah, and then when you bring it up, they look at you like you crazy.
Right. They look at you like,
why are you bringing that up?
Like,
why would I stay there? Like the a couple days ago, they found bodies there. Like it was like a body.
Right.
Like come
it's
on.
It's real out there, my G.
It's crazy out there. So you want me to stay here with my family, get robbed, possibly I could maybe get murdered or severely injured out here in the street.
Right.
Yeah, where I have an opportunity to not only uplift myself, my family, but other players and other kids that I care about, and bring them to Colorado and show them how we get down. And it's the perfect opportunity right now.
I gotta worry about Freddy Krueger and them robbing me.
Exactly. You know what I mean? It's crazy. And now that he's going to Colorado, that he's there, as we talked the other day, this is the perfect opportunity for him now. College football players is going to expand. UCLA, USC, they about to go to the Big Ten.
Right.
The Pac-12 is now about to be wide open.
It's open. It's wide open.
He's there for 5 years. I give him a good 2 years, tops before we start talking about, not even talking, but seeing Colorado playing in these big games, having
okay.
No, I can see it happen, especially now.
I get it. So you said in 2 years they'll be top 25?
I'll give it the third year.
Okay, I'll buy that.
I give him 3. I give him 2 years to get the squad. To get the recruits, playing with the transfer portal.
Right. The NILs and all that, right?
Yes, getting the system there, getting them acclimated with the system. Having 2 years under your system with your coaches and your players. Like I said, that third year, I think that third year is going to be on the pop, and I think that we'll see a progression in wins each of the first 2 years. I can see maybe year one. They won 1 game this year. They might win 5 or 6 games in year one. That would be a huge improvement. And then year 2, you might up that to 2 to 3 more games. They might.
That's a bowl. That's a bowl right there. Yeah, that's a bowl. Yeah.
They might end up being 500 or maybe a game over 500. Being one of those small bowls. And
And
then
then 2024 comes and it's on and popping.
it's on the proper
It's
because
on
you
and
can't
popping.
tell
That's
me
right.
that
That's right.
Coach Prime is not talented enough to get Colorado to be one of the top 12 teams. There's 12. There gonna be 12 spaces
Right. It's gonna be 12. Right. That's right.
in this college
And I
football
think
tournament, so he can't be one of
that
those.
could be the goal, right? That could be the goal right
Yes,
there. He's like they open up the whole floodgates for us. You know what I mean? It's a
exactly.
transfer portal. It's
Yes,
NILs. It's 12-team college playoff now.
12
Why
team
not?
college football
USC and UCLA is
out of
leaving.
here. So
Like,
now I
like
gotta
what else?
deal with
What else?
Oregon State,
Right.
Arizona State.
Stanford. Right.
These are
Right. Right.
Stanford. These are the teams I gotta contend with in the Pac-12. Yes, I can see
Yeah.
Colorado
Yeah.
within
Mm-hmm.
3 years being making a mark in the Pac-12, maybe even winning the Pac-12. Stranger things have
I'm not mad
happened.
at that either. I'm not mad
Stranger
at that
things have
either.
happened, and only thing that I ask for in Colorado is to give him time because this
Oh, he's gonna
kid,
get that.
yeah, because
He's
this
gonna
can
get
be
that.
overturned in a year or
Right.
two. Like I
Right.
said, he needs at least 3 years. Like that third year, it's like you won't notice. I see you. I see the improvement you make year over year, and I think in year 3 we're gonna be talking about Colorado as potentially being one of the top 12 teams in college football, playing for a notable bowl, things like that.
Okay. We're gonna kind of like talk about this for a couple more minutes, and then there's a couple other things we're gonna get into. It's down in the sports talk, y'all. Tuesday night, 8 to 9 ish, something like that. It's left-handed RM desk. It's Yada Bear over there. I mean, at the end of the day, we're always gonna have the ones who see the Kool-Aid pitcher half full,
Mm-hmm.
and those who see it as half empty. Deion owes nobody nothing. He don't owe
No,
me nothing. He don't owe you nothing. He don't owe the people who's mad at him because he left. He don't owe them shit. Sorry, y'all. That's just what it is. That man, and I think that you put it very, very succinctly when you said he's not just changing his life, his family's life. He's changing the family's life of those players, the coaching staff that he's bringing with him out to Colorado.
mm-hmm.
So again, and I'm gonna sum it up like this. He has the cachet to come in anybody's household and recruit their son. You know what I mean? He could sell ice to an Eskimo probably if he wants him to
Who's
play
gonna
football
turn
for
that
him.
down?
You know what I'm saying?
I was talking to my best friend earlier about that. I
Mm.
said, can you imagine having Deion Sanders sitting in your couch in your living room, drinking Kool-Aid and telling you that I can make your son a star. I see potential in your son. I see that he can be on that next level. We can get this kid to the NFL.
He could have y'all in the green room,
We
draft
can
night.
have you at draft night. I know how it is. I know how it is to play
Right, that's right.
in the NCAA. I know how it is to play, top tier,
NFL, right? That's right.
competitive
It don't get no more
NFL
believable than
style.
Dion. Right,
Yeah, football.
right.
I know how hard it is. I know what hard work is. So you telling me that you tell them that I got Deion Primetime Sanders that I grew up watching playing for the 49ers, the Atlanta Falcons, the Cowboys, the Atlanta Braves. You want to tell
Right.
me that
Yankees. Right, 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 right,
yeah,
right.
playing for the Yankees, that he's telling me he sees something in my kid, and I'm gonna say, nah, I'm gonna send him to Alabama
Right.
with Nick Saban.
Let him learn from Nick Saban. Right, right,
Yeah,
right, right.
yeah. I'm gonna
No,
send him to Ohio State.
Dabo
I'm gonna send
Sweet.
him to Clemson. Yeah, like no, no, no. I'm gonna send him with you because you look like the type that you're gonna look after my son. You're gonna know his name. You're gonna say his name. You're not gonna ask somebody, oh, what's number 68 name? What's his name? Like, you know, you don't know my kid. You don't
Right.
care about him. You're just not another number.
Right,
Like, hey, hey,
right.
hey, What's number 11 name again? Yeah, tell him I said come here. Like
Come on
what?
now, come
Like
on now. What's his name? Right.
yeah.
But I mean, you're right, absolutely, and it started already, and I think that that's the difference. That's what separates Deion from these other guys. They'll be like, "Well, we'll wait for spring practice," or what did? No, he got the ball rolling ASAP. He couldn't wait to get out of Mississippi.
He
You
told,
know what I mean?
he told them guys in there, he said, listen,
Listen,
get in that
son.
transfer portal right now. He
Right,
told them, get in that transfer portal
right.
today. Don't wait.
Today, that's
Don't
right.
wait. Don't wait a single minute, a single hour, a single day. Get in that portal right now.
And,
Because
and
what
and
y'all
listen,
been doing,
if that ain't, we don't need you. Let your mama feed you. That then I don't know what is.
and
You
and what
know,
he said, it wasn't wrong. It was right. It was
he was
truthful. It
dead
was
right.
upfront. It was
It was
upfront.
dead right.
I'm not going to sell you on a dream that, oh yeah, you still have your spot here. Nah, it's a whole
No,
new day. This is a
no,
whole new team.
no.
Everybody's starting from scratch. So
Right.
guess what? Y'all 1-11. I don't need none of y'all 1-11
Right.
dudes here.
Listen,
Get in the
listen,
transfer portal.
listen.
I
That's right.
don't
That's
need
right.
none of
You
y'all
wanted
here.
11. Like, what am
Yeah.
I saying? This. Where's the what you say? How y'all say it? Where's the lie?
Where's the lie? Y'all 1-11. I
You
don't
wanted
need none of the
11.
1-11 here.
And if you want to get into the transfer portal, you got your mouth stuck out because now your job is in jeopardy. That you only 1-11 didn't do anyway. You really don't deserve that.
Yeah.
So the transfer portal is for you. And matter of fact, I advise you
Yeah. I
to do
do
that.
it now. Right
Do it
now.
now. You know what I
Don't
mean?
wait.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Some of those kids was like, I guess would be blue star athletes, you know what I mean, once upon a time. And to have somebody come in there and tell you that that's a Super Bowl champion, you know what I mean?
He
It's kind of
said
it's kind of humbling, but when you right, you're right.
he said get in that
You know,
portal
you see some of the
right now.
faces on some of them dudes in there. I was
Oh
like,
man,
yo,
they face dropped. It was just
yeah,
like
like yo,
what?
son, yeah,
Like yeah, you gotta go.
listen, that's what it
Gotta
is.
go.
You got to go. But somebody had to go from LA and caught a $300 million flight to
Ooh,
Philly.
mm. Cheesesteaks
Trey
on deck.
Turner, yeah. So look at he's dancing now. Look at this. Look at this.
Cheesesteaks on.
You better go out there and grease some more poles. Look at this.
Listen, let me tell you the best thing about that contract. The best part about that contract is the what? No trade clause.
Mm.
Okay, if he
So
signed
he said,
a no
"You stuck
trade
with me. You
clause,
stuck with me." Right.
yes,
Right.
and he took less money because he wanted to come to Philadelphia. That's why there wasn't no talks about anybody else coming here. The focus was on Trae Turner, and he said, "You know what? I want to come. I want to play with Bryce. I want to play with Kyle. I see the potential, and I see what you guys did with less last
Mm.
season. You made the World Series out of nowhere, out of nowhere. I just left a team that won 100 plus games, and we got bounced.
Mm.
You know, we won 100 plus games and got bounced out the playoffs like
The
this.
highest payroll, one of the highest payrolls in the
Highest
league,
payrolls. You got everybody and their mom on
mm.
that payroll, and you guys couldn't
And
get
got up out
out.
of there.
You got
Right.
out of there real quick. You couldn't last one weekend, and you guys battle on the road each series to make it to the World Series. Yes, I want to be a part of that team. I want to be a part of that squad to get back to the World Series. I'm trying to get where you guys were last year. And to have that guy here for 11 years to help solidify our infield, to also add another bat to help with this lineup is amazing. I'm extremely excited. I can't wait to see it. Um, I'm going to have to wait a little bit longer to see the full team because for some strange reason, Bryce Harper took extremely long time to get Tommy John surgery. But that's here and there. We still have a great addition with Trey Young. I mean, Trey Turner there, and I'm happy. I'm excited, and we still have money left over to get another pitcher and get some more help in the bullpen because some of my players are signing to other teams, which is cool. We got the money to get help with another pitcher and some more relievers, especially since Trae, took less money. That means, when a player takes less money, that just shows that he wants to be at the place that he chose it. That was his decision. Because I'm pretty sure he could have got probably 350, maybe close to 4. And he took 300. 11 years. No trade calls. Let's go, Phils.
Look
We
at
we,
this.
we we ready. We ready to defend that
Hey, look at
National
this.
League.
Now we're ready. Okay.
Let's go.
As opposed to this off season, the winter meetings start. Okay. And they got off to a crazy start, man. Jacob DeGrom goes to Texas.
Mind
Then,
blowing. I didn't see that coming. That was
I didn't see that coming either. Texas. Then the Mets
Justin
turn around.
Verlander.
The Mets turn right back around. And okay, DeGrom is out of there. They would turn around and give Justin Verlander $86 million for 2 years.
Old. Who's old? That's a lot. That's a lot for him.
But that's what the Mets do. Like,
I know.
you know what I mean?
When I saw that contract, I said, whoa.
Yeah, I'm like, Justin Verlander, $86 million for 2 years?
He old.
But that's the Mets for you.
And,
you know what I mean?
And we already know what's going to happen because next season is a huge change. There's no more shift. So, Justin, you have to be able to protect the middle of the field. You have to be able to
let me say something. Syndergaard and DeGrom are gone.
Yeah. Yo, do you remember how that whole pitching lineup of all of them? Supposed to be the dream team pitching, unhittable
Syndergaard
pitching order.
And DeGrom
is now gone. Now gone.
But we're gonna make Mets fans. Well, I'm a Yankee fan. That's a Philly fan over there.
Yeah.
So what it is. But we got to deal with y'all as crosstown rivals. We laugh at Mets fans all the time. We laugh at them, right?
We do.
And this year they gave us a lot to laugh at. They won 100 games. Yeah, we had our problems, but y'all won 100 games.
Still
didn't win a division.
They led the division.
Still lost to the playoffs.
They led the division the whole season until the last week. But somehow Buck Showalter got one manager of the year.
Buck Showalter won manager of the year.
How is that? How you win 100+ games? You led the division the whole freaking year.
Lost the playoffs at home.
At home. Got bounced.
Lost the playoffs at home.
And then Jacob
we digress here at Down in Sports Talk. We don't want to pile on the Mets. You know what I mean? We don't want to do that.
You pay an agent Justin Verlander $86 million for 2 years.
She's nice with it. She said aging. I'm gonna say aged.
Look, he's old. He's out of shape.
And decrepit.
He can't feel the ground ball. It's open season. Shut up the mound.
Yeah, I can't call it. That's the Mets. I let Mr. Steve Cohen let him. He's the owner of the Mets. Salute. Spend your money how you see fit, sir. You know what I mean? If you want to give Jacob DeGrom $86 million, Justin Verlander $86 million, and you could give Down in Sports Talk $8 million. How about that?
You can give us a quarter of that, and I'll be like, "Let's go Mets."
And you will never hear from us again. You don't have to worry about us again.
You got to worry about somebody else ever again.
We'll turn this show into Down in Mets talk.
We will turn this into Down in Love Mets.
You love Mets all day. You know what I mean?
For the Mets for life.
The what? The Yankees? What? Nah, son, we don't know nothing about that. But the Mets is wilding out. Winter meetings is in full effect. Some things is happening. I don't know, the deal with Aaron Judge.
When is he gonna get signed? When is he gonna get signed? I said when Aaron Judge gonna get signed.
I think that they're gonna do it. You know what I mean? And that's not. I'm not against it, but he's got to get us a ring, man. But I really don't
What's
want to
that
get into the
number?
baseball thing.
What's that number gonna look like?
It's gonna look. It's gonna be more than 300 million. I'll tell you
It's gonna
that
be Patrick
much.
Mahomes' number. It's gonna be 500.
It might be. It might be, but that's up to him and the Yankees. I mean, again, how much do the Yankees? How deep do the Yankees want to dig in their pockets? Because
Yeah,
again, they got to spread some wealth around. They got to move some things. They got to make some other moves. You know
yeah,
what I
yeah,
mean?
they do.
So
Or,
again,
or,
that's
or
going to
they
be on
gonna
the schedule.
allow? Are they gonna allow like a San Francisco Giants or even let's say that's LA Dodgers swoop in with the bankroll?
I mean, if he wants to go home, it's a different league. But then again, that doesn't really matter because everybody's going to see each other next year. Both leagues,
Yep.
everybody's going to play everybody next year. That's going to be
Mm-hmm.
crazy. So
Yes.
again, I think that Aaron Judge needs to do what he needs to do so we can figure out what we're going to do going forward with the rest of the team. Are we going to keep Gleyber Torres or are we going to trade Gleyber Torres? What are we doing as far as pitching wise? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Starters, bullpen, back in the bullpen. You know what I mean? All of that good stuff. I mean, we're pretty settled at some positions. The rookies were a godsend for us. They were really a revelation during the playoffs, especially Cabrera. That kid
Yeah.
can play. So again, that takes a lot of pressure off what we want to do. Harrison Bader is going to stay around. I think Harrison Bader is going to be the new Brett Gardner. You know what I mean? But let me shut up. We kept Anthony Rizzo. We kept Anthony Rizzo. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yes, I
But
did.
I think we need to make a splash. But we're in the building, man. This is down in Sports Talk. Real quick, the World Cup, man. It's a lot of upsets in the World Cup. My man that I work with, he was happy as hell. Morocco. I call him Morocco because that's where he's from, Morocco. But
Mm-hmm.
he was like smiling and grinning. He never says nothing. He just chill and does his work and holds his corner down. But today, he was like, "How are you, man? What's happening?" It's like, Morocco? You know about World Cup? I said, yeah. I said, Morocco, man. We played Spain. I said, what happened? Did y'all win? He was like, yeah. So what happened was 0-0, but I guess they won penalty shootout or something. And he was really,
Yeah.
really excited, hyped and charged. I was like, okay, that's what's up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what's up. The hooker is gonna be live tonight. You're gonna get your smoke on tonight. You know what I mean? So word up. But you brought up a name earlier, and I wanted to get into that. Because I mean, this is what I'm just finding out about. The situation with Trae Young
Yes.
and Nate
Yo, isn't
McMillan.
that crazy? And Nate McMillan, my man, he didn't play the other day because of whatever type of argument they had. He's like, I'm not playing.
What happened? I mean, I'm lost with that one. There's a lot of other stuff going on.
I'm kind of lost with it a little bit too. All I know is that there was like a heated argument against between those two, and it was like I guess some words were said that Trae Young didn't like, and next minute I know Trae Young was like, he's not playing. He was out for that game, a healthy scratch. So I don't know if there's some bad blood, between those two guys, but I feel like at the end of the day, the organization will choose Trae Young and they will
Absolutely.
replace
Hell
Nate
yeah.
McMillan. So I feel like whatever beef Nate McMillan had with Trae Young, they're going to need to figure it out, or he's going to be out of a job. That's how I see
Man,
it.
listen. That to me, what I heard, you know what I mean? It just sounds like that relationship is fractured. That's a done deal.
Yep.
Nate McMillan, he's a good coach. Absolutely, he's a winner. Portland, you know what I mean? Indiana, you know what I'm saying? And I think that right now, Trae Young is the star. Who would you rather have? You know what I mean? The young star or a coach who you could find a coach that can, get y'all to where y'all need to be. It just won't be Nate McMillan,
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
the Hawks are going to definitely have a decision to make, and they already know what it is. They
Oh
already
yeah.
know what it is.
Listen. Like I said, they already have made the decision because it's like the Hawks without Trae Young are trash. The Hawks without Nate McMillan is the Hawks. They just didn't
Right,
have a coach to
right,
support them because they had
right.
the
That's
talent
right.
there.
That's right. That's
You
right.
know, so like I said, whatever's going on between them two, hopefully they can repair it. If it's unrepairable, and Nate
Well,
McMillan will
we'll
be
be on the unemployment line.
he be in the transfer portal. He's gonna be in the transfer portal with the rest of the.
He's gonna be in
He'll be in the
the
transfer
transfer
portal.
portal. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's gonna be in the transfer portal. That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's and again, this is not a new situation where you have the young superstar face of the franchise. You know what I mean? He's like on some ultimatum. It's either me or him. And you don't really paint the franchise into a corner like that because the franchise already knows what it's going to do. So again, it's one of them situations where I think maybe Nate McMillan would be better off somewhere else, and Trae Young can continue doing what he needs to do because as long as he's around, that's going to fester, and again, it's not going to be healthy for either side of that. But on to bigger and better things. We got about 20 minutes left.
Bigger, better plan for things about.
You see my boys You see my boys last night.
Now, I got some words about that.
We won the game twice. We won it twice.
Before I go on my victory speech.
Look at this. I got a victory speech too.
Let's talk about that Tampa Saints game because it's hard rooting for Tampa.
It is.
It's like
it is.
It's
and I've been a fan, and I've been a Buccaneers fan for over 40 years.
And when I watched that game yesterday, I was like, you know what I said? I said, damn, New Orleans, you gave the game away.
Yeah.
And so now when I think about the game, it's like it was more of New Orleans giving the game away versus the Bucks going out there and taking the victory and like winning it. It's like New Orleans was just giving the game away the whole game, just giving it away. It's like they should have ran off with the game.
They should have been killing us, right?
Yeah, but it was more as the Saints losing than the Bucks winning. And I'm not going to deny that was a good drive that that Brady led a couple seconds, got that in and did what he needed to do, get the score. But I'm just looking at the Saints like you guys just gave the game where y'all just lost the game. Y'all gave the game to Tom Brady. But that's your squad. Congrats.
Well, I'm gonna say this.
Still first place.
I'm gonna say this. Watching the Tampa Bay Buccaneers is like watching an episode of Batman. Right? It's two parts. It's two parts. It's the first part where it's like they meet the opponent. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
They try to figure each other out, this and that, the third.
Yes.
And then by halftime, which is the end of the first episode, is either the Buccaneers are getting clobbered, like Kato was beating up Robin. And you know what I mean? And then the second episode, you know what I mean? They all tied up in some wild ass contraption, and then Batman goes into his belt, his utility belt. They got like ice cream trucks and tire jacks and all types of stuff in it, right? And by the end of the second episode, everything is coochie crunch. Everything is back to normal.
Yeah.
This is what I've been watching for 40 years. Steve DeBerg, Steve Young, Doug Williams, right? Only reason I gotta mention Brad Johnson because he won us a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Sean King, right? Goddamn Ryan Fitzpatrick,
Fitz
Josh
Magic.
Freeman,
Oh
Jameis
man.
Winston.
Crab legs.
Like, you know what I mean? So again, it's always and Jamel Dean.
Yeah.
Could you please get you a butter knife and scrape all that burnt toast off of you? Because you was getting lit up all night long. And it's continuing. Other people start to, I said, watch Jamel Dean. He gets burnt at least once a game. And then he got his arms like this. Like, what happened? You know what happened. My
That's a
team has
clear
been,
sign of being burnt.
we've been like a disguise for the last, I don't even know. We were good back in the days. We were good. But we're not good now. We're humming along on the fumes and smoke of Tom Brady, the ghost of Tom Brady. The offensive line's in the shambles. Okay, the kid Rashad White is a godsend.
He's the
Hopefully, he'll
only
make Leonard
bright
Fournette.
spot.
Hopefully, he'll make those dudes step their game up. Mike Evans is not Mike Evans no more.
I don't know who that guy is.
Julio Jones needs to start running under the ball instead of diving for everything.
That's why you always hurt.
Man, you know what I mean? Run under the ball. You got all this alleged speed. Run under the ball.
He
Those
don't
two
got that
balls
speed no more.
that Brady threw and you dove for, you should have ran under them joints.
He don't got that speed
Like,
like
I
that
don't know
no
what these
more.
dudes be thinking. And I don't know. In New Orleans, yes, they did give the game away.
Yeah,
But
they
at
gave
the
it
end of
away.
the day, Andy Dalton giveth and Andy Dalton taketh away.
Red
So
rifle. Red
I mean,
rifle.
again, it's a good win. We're 6-6. We're mediocre. We're milk toast. We're Diet Coke. You know what I mean? We're
Y'all
Shaq.
number one.
We're
Y'all
Tab.
number
All of
one
that.
in the division. Yeah.
So enough of me. I'm gonna get off my soapbox. I'm gonna let my buddy over here.
Mm,
You know,
mm,
yeah.
mm,
Look
mm,
at this. Look at
mm,
this. Look at this. Here we
mm.
go.
Cause
All right, the floor is yours.
let's start it off
Here we go.
by this right here. All week, all I heard, King Henry is in
King
town.
Henry.
Derrick
King da, da,
Henry.
da. King Henry.
Pull out, throw out the red carpet. Royalty is in town.
King
He's gonna
Henry.
run up and down Lincoln Financial Field. He's gonna make this Eagles defense look suspect. He's gonna single-handedly break a rushing record, a single game rushing record against us. The Eagles are a fake number one team, blah, 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 blah. Derrick Henry, who? Again, here we go again, laying out the blueprint of how to stop an offensive juggernaut in Derrick Henry. We already laid out the blueprint for Justin Jefferson. And then here comes another juggernaut in Derrick Henry. And what we do, we laid out the blueprint on how to stop this guy. He got no breakaway. He got like 34, 39 yards rushing. We took him out the game so badly that you didn't even notice that he was on the field or not. You didn't know the most dominant running back in the NFL right now wasn't in the game. You were like, where's Derrick Henry? Oh, he is lined up back there. But you wouldn't notice because he's getting stopped behind the line. He's only getting 1 yard. He's only getting 2 yards. Where is Derrick Henry? He's on the sideline now because there's nothing out here. He's barbecue chicken. We are feasting on him.
He said that now, your son.
Okay, he's barbecue chicken. And then we go from being a dominant rushing attack a week ago, running for 363 yards on the ground, till now we are airing it out against Tennessee with Jalen Hurts having over 300 plus yards passing. So once again, we have shown the league that we can beat you on the ground or we can beat you in the air. Each week is a different way. Are we going to ground and pound the ball this week? Or are we going to air it out this week? We take what the defense gave us. And what the defense gave us was the Tennessee Titans defense was barbecue chicken. Okay, y'all good run stoppers. But what about the secondary? So you can stop the run all day, but we're going to air this ball out on you guys all day long.
That's
AJ
right.
Brown out there playing as a grown man amongst boys. He dominated them. Devontae Smith dominated them. And Jalen Hurts did what Jalen Hurts do. Pick them apart. Pick them apart. Make them feel very foolish. And you saw what happened. They fired their general manager because of how
Yeah.
badly we beat them. Because the
Yeah.
guy that you traded him to us. You traded AJ Brown for a draft pick so that we can draft someone who could potentially be the next AJ Brown for you guys. You trade AJ Brown for a potential could be AJ Brown. And then AJ Brown turned around and destroyed y'all.
It showed you who AJ Brown really is.
Showed you AJ Brown is. Showed you you got this pretender over here who could be me, but I'm a grown
Right.
man
Right.
with grown man hands.
You got this facsimile.
Exactly. I'm gonna come out there and he said it. I wanted to spank them. He said I
Right.
wanted to spank them. And guess what?
Right.
He spanked them.
Mm-hmm.
He spanked them clear as day. So the next day, you know what the owner said? He said, you know what? This guy got to go.
Yeah,
Because the
man. Listen
guy
here,
you
man.
traded just killed
Right.
us.
Right.
Like I would never ever understand those type of deals. But we walked away with the victory, 11-1. Now we move on to this Sunday where we play our division foes in the Giants, who somehow tied with the Washington football team. So now it's like, how are these guys gonna come in? They're gonna be salty because they tied, or they're gonna be, hyped to try to, get a win from us. It's gonna be it's gonna be a tough game. All our division games are tough. We play each other tough, and the Giants always play us tough. Also, from all the games from last year, the year before, we always have tough outs with the Giants. But I still see us coming away victorious, and if we win this week, we get to clinch a playoff spot. And then just say,
You mean that,
which one.
you get the little X by your name?
Yeah, we get the little X by name, and then guess what happened? Then the following week we play Chicago. So if we let's say we beat the Giants with 12-1, clinch a playoff spot. Then the next week we play Chicago, beat Chicago, and then we 13-1. That should help us clinch our number one seed because who else? Like there's 3 games left. There's 3 games left.
Right, you stupid.
So I feel as though if we can take these next two victories, this Cowboy game that everyone's hyping up, it's not going to mean anything to us, because who's going to catch us?
Right.
But who knows? Let me say this too.
Uh-huh.
How crazy that Baker Mayfield get cut and then picked
Yeah.
up from the Rams.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it's funny because when you think about all the terrible Cleveland Browns draft picks, like quarterback picks, I thought Baker was the best one that they had drafted in a while. And it's just crazy just to see the fall of Baker Mayfield. And
Yeah.
I feel like Cleveland really messed him up. And I think by them bringing in Deshaun Watson it really messed with Baker Mayfield confidence, and it's like he can't snap back from that. Not only that, and then the injuries, and it also shows that Cleveland, like he gave his body up to Cleveland, like he basically destroyed his body in Cleveland, and they just threw him away. And now I feel like his confidence is shocked, and it's like it's just crazy that the downfall that Baker Mayfield is on, because he's only there for in LA because Matthew Stafford most likely is going to be done for the year.
Right. I'm gonna say this. I never thought Baker Mayfield was anything to write home about in the beginning. I always thought, in my humble opinion, that Kyler Murray was better and Jalen Hurts was definitely better.
Mm-hmm.
To me, in my opinion, Yada, in my opinion, my humble opinion, Baker Mayfield is getting what he deserves.
Oh wow!
You don't see Jalen Hurts shooting commercial. I mean, you saw a couple of commercials and stuff like that, but you don't see him making it about himself. He's running up and down the field like he really did some shit. He's part of a unit. He's part of a team, and they got the record to show it. Kyler Murray, right? For as much as they talk about, how small he is, he can't see over his old line. He wants to play baseball, this and that and the third. I would rather have Kyler Murray any day of the week than Baker Mayfield. He don't even got a quarter.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So for me,
no
Baker Mayfield is getting just what he deserves. If you're not good enough, son, you're not good enough. Simple as that. So he's become the journeyman now. He was the guy, this and that, the number one dude, blah, blah, blah. Now you're just another dude. You're just another brick in the wall. You're a replacement guy. You're Ryan Fitzpatrick. That's who you are. You know what I'm saying?
Now,
I mean, again, he did it to himself.
Yeah.
He put himself in that position so people in our position could really tell the truth about this dude.
Yeah.
He's one of those, and we are overtime right now. This is down in Sports Talk, man. We live and direct. This left-handed RM Destis Yada over there. Know what I mean? He put himself in that position to be scrutinized.
Yes. I
Cleveland Browns, I mean, whatever they did or didn't do, right? He didn't do what he was supposed to do either.
I mean, I can't argue with that,
You know what I'm saying?
You can't argue that at all.
I'm not trashing him, but it is what it is, Yada. That's a perfect example of it is what it is.
Yeah.
He's so garbage, he can still get a job.
Yes, that's true.
That's the insurance working. That's the insurance working for him. I'm sorry.
Another thing that was
I'm sorry.
This week in the NFL is all the injuries. You saw Jimmy G break his foot.
Yeah, Jimmy G, yo.
You see Lamar Jackson go down with a knee injury.
Yep. Yes.
So and the Lamar injury has now become very interesting because the fact that he has no contract.
Right.
And he has no agent.
Nah.
So now you're injured.
Mm-hmm.
He may not. He may be back for the playoffs. He may not be back.
He may not be back for the playoffs.
And if he is back, who knows if he's fully healed? Maybe he's rushing himself because he has on his mind, I need to be on the field because I'm trying to get this contract.
Because this money, I'm getting ready to ask them for it. Right.
I'm getting ready to ask them for this fully guaranteed.
Yep.
For $400 million, somewhere like that, fully guaranteed money. But I can't stay on the field because now I'm injured, and now I don't have an agent to be in his room, going over the logistics of the contract, the verbiage of the contract, and things like that. Like, I understand that he's trying to keep everything in house, but sometimes you need to have like some type of consultant to be in those rooms to help you understand the verbiage that's in these contracts.
Right.
And
That's right.
And he can be doing himself a disfavor by not having an agent or having some type of consultant to be in there. And now his back is against the wall because the one thing that you couldn't do this year, it happened. You got injured.
Mm.
You are on the shelf for a significant
At the
amount of
worst, at the
time.
worst possible time,
At
right?
the worst, this is money time right now. This is the
Right,
playoff push.
absolutely.
And what this does now, it to me, it opens up a guaranteed spot that the Bengals will win that division now. So now you are going to have to battle for one of these few wild card spots that's available in the AFC
And
because it's
very few,
very
because the
few. Because
AFC is
right
a
now
beast.
you got the Jets that can possibly take one of those spots. You got the Dolphins.
Yep.
You got the Chargers. It's so many teams out there that could potentially take one of these spots. And now, with you being hurt, you put yourself in a disadvantage. And it also put the advantage in the ball in the organization um, court for them to try to lowball you because they can say that you're always hurt. You haven't produced. We haven't been in the playoff. We haven't made a significant run in the playoff since your MVP season.
Let me ask you a question, and we're gonna slide out. We're gonna do what we do. Tyler Huntley, what if he gets them in the playoffs?
I mean, listen, stranger things have happened with backups.
Absolutely. That's why I asked you.
Here we
Then what?
go. I'm a listen. You talking to a backup expert? My backup won the Super Bowl with Super Bowl MVP. Okay, so and we saw how that affected the starter there, Carson Wentz. How that spiraled out of control and became his downfall because he couldn't stay healthy. So let's just play devil's advocate right now. If Tyler Huntley goes in, take him to the playoffs, Lamar still not able to come back during the playoffs. They make a little run, Let's just say they get to the second round or they get to the AFC Championship game.
This would
What's
be
going to
even
happen?
worse.
Yeah. So now that's
right,
going to make
right.
that
Now we
contract.
don't even need you. Now we
No,
don't
the
need you.
contract goes down more. That money goes down more and more and more because right now they can say, we don't need you. You
Right.
need us.
You
I can
need
plug him
us.
in.
Right.
I can plug this guy in for way less money, and we get the same results that we got with you.
With
You
you.
know, you
Right.
give the same results,
Or even better,
or
because
even better
with
for
you,
less
we
money.
was losing playoff games.
We was one and done. We was one and done. So this is bad for him. Um, I'm hoping that he gets it's a speedy recovery, that he doesn't take as much time. It's not that bad. He can come back, but at the end of the day, he kind of shot himself in the foot,
In both of his feet.
both of his feet, by
He plaxicoed himself.
he plastical himself by not getting this deal done in the off season and by
Right.
not having some type of agent or some type of consultant
Right.
in those
That's right.
rooms so that you can understand the language in these contracts, because you don't
Right.
want to end up like Kyler Murray in that contract stating that you got X amount of hours that you need to study.
Study, right.
Okay, you don't want stuff like that. So who knows?
Yeah, so this concludes another exciting episode of Down in Sports Talk. This is left-handed at RMM Desk. That's Yada Bear over there. We're gonna step our guest game up real soon. All right. Shout out to my man Delito McCullum. All right. From The Wire. You might know him as Namon Bryce from The Wire. A lot of other things going on, a lot of stuff. We might have some big announcements coming up in the near future. So stay tuned, rock out with us. That's basically it. We out till next week. You know how we do. All right.
Yes,
Y'all stay up.
get your picks in.
Get your picks in. Absolutely. It's getting hectic. All right. So I gotta burn the midnight oil and some other things to get these stats up because week 13 they just wanted to do that for week 13. It's the odd thing, the luck thing or whatever.
The
So
Jets killed me. I almost had
yeah,
the lock
it's
and the
okay.
upset.
And I got some bad news for the guys who didn't pick their upsets and locks. You were supposed to pick a lock and an upset, right? So if you pick one or the other, with one without the other, it's an automatic 5-point loss. I hate to say it, but it is what it is. Y'all rock out. Enjoy the rest of y'all week, man. It's a holiday time. Make some time for yourself. Get your shopping done. Get your shopping on. Put your mask on. All that. Chris Brown was supposed to be here tonight, but he was getting $1,000. He's getting $1,000 at a meet and greet. So once again, we got to wait for Chris Brown. We out till next week, y'all. Y'all enjoy what y'all enjoy. Always play some sports, man. Do it down, do it in, and just do it. All right. And that's not for Kyrie. That's for John Morant.
They're having a fire sale with Nike.
Word,
it's a fire sale. I was looking at their website now. I said 50% off.
What? Let me get out of here. I'll talk to you later.
Everybody getting Kyrie's for Christmas.
That's out of there. 50% off? What? Yo, man. Listen here, man. I got to go, man. Listen, we out, y'all. We'll talk to y'all next week. Salute. Don't go nowhere.